brow tutorial. I wanted to make it as easy as possible, but also show you guys my typical everyday brow routine. I get a lot of questions from people about how I do my brows, and so I want to just jump straight into it. So the first thing, as you can see, my face has been cleaned and moisturized. I also like to make sure that I remove any extra makeup that's left over on my brows. So I've already done that with a makeup remover wipe. And so I'll just quickly go over what I use. The first thing is the Wet n Wild pencil, the Chloe Experience eyeliner. And so this particular eyeliner, you can find it at Walmart, Target, any drugstore, and it's literally like 97 cents. This is what works the best for me. I've tried other things. I wasn't a big fan of dip powder, and this just worked for me. It's super easy, super quick, super clean, and I like that. I like an effortless, easy look. I also like to use a mascara brush. This just kind of helps me to shape my brows and also blend in the hair with the actual pencil. Again, you'll need a set of tweezers. This just kind of helps to clean up the brows before or even after you're done. A pencil sharpener. That's the key to me to perfect brows. Using a pencil is to make sure that your pencil is sharp. I also like to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. See that? Yeah, in Chestnut. That's my color. Find the color that works best for you. And just to get started, I like to keep my hair out of my face, especially since it's down. So I use this little spa headband just to kind of keep the hair out of my eyes so that I don't have any distractions while I'm doing my eyebrows. So again, I'm going to jump right into it. So make sure that your brow pencil is sharpened. And I just like to go through and comb out my eyebrows or brush out my eyebrow hairs just so that they're all going in the same direction. Every hair has its own independent little thing going on, but again, all going in the same direction. Okay, and so the first thing I do is just kind of trace my natural brow line. So as you can see, my brows, they're not super perfect. I don't know what happened here. Like, hair just don't grow there anymore. I don't know what's going on. But I just like to trace that. So, and you do small, fine strokes. As you can see here, I'm starting to build up that line.
So the line that you're building up should be right above your natural brow. Make sure that you start at the thickest part of the brow and begin with small strokes.
Okay. And so what I'll do once I build in the top arch of my brow is to start to fill it in. And again, you only want to use soft, light strokes. If you dig your pencil in too deep, it's going to give it this like wet, kind of frothy look that I don't really like. So again, just fill in the brows. On the fill-in, they're not going to be perfect, and that is okay. We'll fix that. And me personally, I kind of like under my brow to not look as precise as the top of my brow because I kind of like that bushy look a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is start at the bottom of my brow and then just kind of fill in. I'm not actually going to draw a line how I did on the top of the brow. And as you can see, it's a little thick on the end. So usually what I'll do just to kind of clean that up is to use my finger and come down on the brow like that. And then clean it up on the bottom. And as you can see, I have a pretty natural looking brow here. And again, if you see any extra spots that need filling in, just go back in with that pencil and fill them in. Okay, so that is my right brow. I'm just gonna come back through and clean it up a little bit. So again, I'm using my MAC brush. This is a 242S brush, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And so I usually start at the bottom. And I start from this part of my eyebrow just to kind of make sure that that line is straight. And again, just to start, soft strokes, and then you just kind of want to bring it out once you get towards the curve, or once you pass the curve of the brow. You want to get that line as straight as possible. And then I come up with the extra concealer at the top, and then begin to outline the top of my brow. Okay. And also come in a little in the corner just to kind of blend it a little bit. And then you want to blend out your brow. I'm sorry, blend out your concealer. Same thing at the top, blend it out. I should be using a beauty blender for this, but I forgot it in the other room, so I'm not really worried about it. Excuse me. As you can see, that little hair that was there, I just kind of pushed it back in. Sometimes you'll notice like the hairs will get a little bit out of place, and that's okay. And again, this is like a super like everyday look for me. This is pretty much the same technique I'll use if I have like a full glam look that I'm trying to do, but typically this is my normal routine. Again, should be using a beauty blender here, but sometimes a finger works just as fine. And as you can see, I've created like the perfect brow. I think that the key to good brows is just making sure that you understand that, one, you have to start off with a clean surface. Two, your brows are sisters, not cousins. They're not going to look exactly the same. And also just following your actual brow shape. So as you can see, I pretty much just exaggerated my natural brow shape. I didn't try to like create the perfect brow. I just built upon what I already have. And I think that once you do that and understand how to do that, then you can get perfect brows. And so I want to keep this like this just so you can kind of see the difference. So this brow is a little more straight, whereas this one has a little more of an arch. So again, they're not going to look exactly the same, but you can see the difference between the two brows. All right, and just to make sure that I have like an even face, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other. I've already brushed this one out, so I'm gonna go ahead with my pencil and start shading. And again, I like to start like here when I'm doing my strokes, not all the way at the front, because I like for this part to look more natural. And I think that it just gives you a more natural look when you start there. So I'm gonna start. This brow is always easier because it's already arched a little bit, whereas this one, I have to work a little harder at it. But as you can see, it's super easy. Okay, see, I put a little too much down there. So again, just use your finger to kind of go through. Honestly, I found that that's like the best thing. Again, I like natural looking brows, so I don't go too heavy with the concealer.
Okay, and don't forget here, you're going to do small strokes, and you're just going to shade in your brow.
And again, I like to stay in this area. I don't get too close to the edge of the brow. I like to stay over here. You just fill that in. I'm going to get my MAC pencil again and a little more concealer and just clean them up. there you go. Perfect brows, super quick, super easy. Again, let me know if you have any suggestions. I'll put all of the items that I use in this tutorial at the bottom so you can see that. And I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know. Follow me on Instagram at dr_kc.rh. And thank you. I hope this was helpful.